Two families celebrate the holidays. I'm Joseph. This is Input English. Today I have a story. It's an original fiction story created for you. The purpose of all of these stories on the Input English channel are for comprehensible input. If you can understand this clearly spoken story, then you will absorb the English language. You will learn a little bit more with each story about the structure, the sound, the vocabulary, and even the grammar. On the Input English channel, we don't advocate that you study grammar, but don't misunderstand. Grammar is very important. The difference is we learn grammar by acquiring it, by hearing a lot of well-spoken English. This is a lot more fun and a lot more effective than studying a bunch of grammar rules. So let's get started with our story. Two families celebrate the holidays. We join some of our favorite characters. David is coming home from school. He is a college student in his second year at the university, and he will turn 20 in the following year. David's girlfriend is Audrey. She is also a university student, and she turned 20 a couple of weeks ago. David and Audrey are a couple. David lives in an apartment, and Audrey lives in a dormitory. They had discussed how they would celebrate the holidays, and they decided together that they wanted to visit both of their families. They needed to decide which family they would visit at New Year's and which family they would visit at Christmas. They had plenty of time over the Christmas break from the university to visit both families, but it was not practical to celebrate Christmas with both because the families live far apart. They decided that they would go to Christmas for one of the families and then celebrate New Year's with the other family. The question was, which family would be visited first at Christmas time and whose family would be visited at the New Year's? Neither David nor Audrey wanted to be forceful in this area. They wanted to cooperate. David suggested that they flip a coin. In the U.S., one side of a coin shows the head of a former president. That side of the coin is called heads. The other side of the coin does not show the head of a president. It shows something else. In this case, this quarter or 25-cent piece, it shows an eagle. The eagle side of a quarter is called tails. When people flip coins in the United States, they frequently choose a quarter because it is larger. It doesn't really matter what sort of coin you choose, but the quarter is commonly chosen. In order to flip a coin, one positions the coin over the thumb and then does that. Typically you catch it in one hand and then you invert it onto the other hand on the top of the hand. This is the custom. This is what I was taught as a child, and it's the way it is done. Now that it is on the top of my left hand, the side of the coin facing up, when I remove my hand that covers it, will either show the head of a president, heads, or something else, like an eagle, tails. So this is what David did. He flipped a coin just like I just did, and just like this, he revealed the result. But before he revealed the result, he turned to Audrey and said, "You call it." That is typically the way it is said. You call it. One person flips the coin and is ready to reveal it, and then they say to the other person, you call it. At that point, Audrey had to say heads or tails. It was her choice. She picked tails. She said tails. With that, David removed his right hand and showed her that it was the heads side. Upon seeing that, Audrey said, I guess we're going to go see your parents for Christmas. David's response was very gentle. He said, well, we don't have to. If you really want to, we can see your parents at Christmas. I can go either way on this. Audrey said, nope, fair is fair. She accepted the coin toss. She realized that that was a reasonable way to make the choice, that is by a random selection. So she accepted it and said so. No, fair is fair. We'll see your parents at Christmas, and then after Christmas, we can drive to my parents' house. And that's what they did. They informed their families, their respective families, what they would be doing so that the preparations could be made. When the time came, they got into the car early in the morning to make the drive from the university to Ginger and Bill's house. They drove Audrey's car, and since it was her car, she drove. They really enjoyed taking trips like this together because it gives them a lot of time to talk. David had a topic that he needed to discuss with Audrey, and he was a little nervous about it. He wasn't sure how she would respond. As they drove toward his parents' house, he hesitated to bring up his important topic. Audrey asked what the sleeping arrangements would be when they got to his house. David smiled and said, well, you'll be in my room and I'll be on the couch. Audrey winced. She said, you know, I would prefer that we were together. David said, yes, that's what I would prefer too, but Mother, referring to Ginger, told me that this would be the arrangement. Apparently she hasn't quite wrapped her head around the idea that you and I are a couple. She made her wish known, and of course it's her house, so we will follow her rules. Is that okay? Audrey said, of course it's okay. As they got closer to Ginger and Bill's house, David felt a sense of urgency to get to his important topic. He didn't know how to start this topic, so he just blurted it out. That is, he just started talking. He said, oh, I have something to tell you. Now that worked out well because it got Audrey's attention and it started the story so that he could simply continue to talk about this important topic. What he said was that Chris had told him a couple of days earlier. Chris is David's roommate. They share an apartment. And Chris had told David a couple of days earlier that he would not be sharing the apartment in the fall. When they come back to the university in the fall, Chris is planning on sharing an apartment with his girlfriend. Chris had told him this so that he could make appropriate plans, perhaps to get a different roommate. David related this information to Audrey. David had gone through this scenario in his mind, imagining how this discussion would proceed. In his fantasy, in his imagination, this was the point at which David imagined that Audrey would volunteer to share the apartment with him. This is what he wanted, but he didn't want to be very forceful on this topic. He wants Audrey to be able to make her own decision without pressure. Now that David had told Audrey about Chris's plans, he waited briefly to see what Audrey would say. Was she going to suggest that she share the apartment with him? What was going to happen? She didn't say what he had hoped for or even what he expected. What she said was simply, well, it looks like you need to find a new roommate. He instantly assumed that she didn't want to join him in that apartment. But to his surprise, she continued talking. What she said next surprised him and was exactly what he wanted to hear. What she said was, you know, I could share the apartment with you. David quickly asked, would you like to? And Audrey said, of course, that would be perfect. For David, this was the most important part of the trip. He had worried about this discussion. He had worried about what she was going to say. And now all that worry is gone. Soon they would be arriving at his parents' house and would be joining in on the Christmas festivities. In the next episode, I will tell you how things went during the Christmas holiday at Ginger and Bill's house. If you have not yet subscribed to the Input English channel, please hit that subscribe button right there. It really makes a big difference, and it's free. I invite comments below, and if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.